What's up, everyone? Welcome back and hope you're having a great day. I have some crazy news from the purchase offers that I put in yesterday. Some unexpected things happened, and I'm going to show you right now. Hey everybody, welcome back, and I hope you're having a great day. Yesterday I put in some purchase offers of Cameron Brink, and I am excited to say it either really went my way or I have some buyer's remorse. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. If you remember, one of the first offers I put in was for the Cameron Brink Mojo of 25. Now I love the Mojo series itself, especially with the WNBA cards. This floor seemed to be safe around $140. I felt comfortable placing that bid. I didn't even know at that time if that would have been accepted, because it seems like this is a pretty good card, and the WNBA season is about to start, and there's a lot of excitement around the Sparks in the sophomore season of Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson. But to my pleasant surprise, the offer was accepted at $140. The next floor price that someone has an offer in on is $175. So I feel generally comfortable with this card. If this was the only NFT that I purchased yesterday for Cameron Brink, I would be very excited. Now, I don't want to say I'm not excited about this. I'll say I'm very surprised. I also placed a bid of $140 for the Cherry Blossoms of 20 Cameron Brink. The floor price at the time was $322. I saw that a couple sales have gone up and down, fluctuating pretty greatly. Let's take a quick look. Between the $140 all the way up to, if we scroll down here, over $200 and touching $300 when the series was first released. So I thought, let's see what happens with $140 offer. The floor price is $322. I honestly didn't expect anything to come about of it, and it only took about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I normally place my offers for one day, a 24-hour offer. After about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I got an update on my phone that the Cherry Blossom Cameron Brink of 20 for $140 was accepted. So although I am excited to own this card because I think it's a great rookie card, very excited for the Sparks upcoming season and what Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson can do. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little overcommitted to Cameron Brink. I would have preferred maybe either the Mojo or just the Cherry Blossom. But you know what? Yesterday my thinking was I'm going to place an offer on both, see if I can get one, and if I do, that's awesome. And in addition, another offer was accepted. I do love the Orange series of 99. I put offers in on two variations. I do like the variations for the WNBA and NBA more than the True Rookie, but I understand that the True Rookie does hold significance when it comes to resale value sometimes. And I haven't purchased a WNBA True Rookie yet, so I put an offer in on $14 because, again, that seemed like a good floor base value before the season started, and it was accepted at $14. So I pretty much got every Cameron Brink NFT card that I put an offer in on. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know yet. I guess time will tell. But I can't say that I got them at a bad price. So that's one thing to say. Today we're going to be taking a look at Rickea Jackson, her teammate. If you watched the Cameron Brink video yesterday, I likened the Los Angeles Sparks to the San Antonio Spurs. It seems like since they were both top 5 picks last year, they played well. Cameron Brink had an injury. Being it the Los Angeles team, there's a lot of energy and hype around them. And the San Antonio Spurs, with Castle and Wembanyama as two young talented players, and now adding the second round overall pick if you were up to date on the NBA lottery. So next year the Spurs will have probably a roster of 3 of the hottest high profile rookies on one team that I can remember. I mean, if I go way back and think Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Hardaway, I'm sure there's some other teams. But sometimes, just that excitement that it brings the city, the hype around the team and the players, can mean a lot to the hobby and just be a fun NFT card to hold just to see what happens, especially it being a rookie card. So let's take a look at Rickea Jackson today. I don't own any Rickea Jackson. I would like to have some in my collection before the season starts. So right away, we're going to see my favorite variation, the rookie variation orange prism. This is a good one, I think, to start with. The of 99, I think, is of great value. If you look at the burned right now, there's already 14 burned. So, you say of 99, but in all reality, there's only going to ever be 79. And like I've said before, there's going to be more burnings of this particular NFT for crafting events or giveaways or whatever Panini comes up with. So at least you know that the circulation of this NFT is never going to go up, and if anything, and there's a good chance, it will actually get rare and more scarce over time. So right now we're talking of 99. In a couple months, it's already of 79. It's dropped 20% or increased its scarcity by 20% in just about 2 months. So in another couple months, if that continues to go down, it just makes the value of the NFT that much better. Right now there's a floor price of $7. Let's take a look at some recent sales. I always like to start with the orange prisms. I mean, someone just got this for $2. $3. $1 down here. Whenever I see that, I think it's just like two buddies exchanging NFTs or trading on their phones, and that's kind of how it goes about. I find it hard to believe that somebody would actually transact one of the Rickea Jackson rookie orange NFTs for $1. But then again, $2, $3. The most recent sale is $5. Sometimes when you see this kind in 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 7, I mean, going back to even mid-April, these cards were trading over $10, around $7. I mean, I feel totally comfortable trying to purchase this card at $5. The best offer currently is $3. It looks like it's the person who just purchased it for $2. So they're kind of moving it up. They're inching up their floor $1 at a time. So if no one's biting at $3, there was a recent bite at $5. The circulation's already down to 79. I mean, let's place an offer for $5. See what happens. I think regardless, even if it doesn't happen, if I don't see anything happening at $5 probably by the end of the day, I might bump it up to $6, or I might just buy the floor price at $7. Purchasing at the floor price, if it's relative, isn't a bad thing because you're contributing to kind of bringing the market back up on that particular NFT to where it probably should be. So it's not hurting, but it might also be helping if the next few ones go for $5 and you could have had one of those. So sometimes within respect, I never try to lowball. If that's your game, that's fine. But I just like to collect and have fun with the hobby. So $5 I think is perfectly respectable based on what's been selling. I'd be very happy if that closed at $5. Even at $7, I'd be happy with that as well. All right, let's continue. We got the Mojo, the True Rookie. Again, I love the Mojo variation for the WNBA cards. The floor price is $99. I mean, again, if you followed along, I started the week by purchasing a Caitlin Clark of 8 White Sparkle for $1,750. Angel Reese didn't go so well. I put some, I thought, solid offers in, but it seems like the Angel Reese collectors just aren't selling preseason, which makes sense. I thought that would also translate to Cameron Brink. It didn't, so I got probably more Cameron Brink than I bargained for. So I want to say I'm more pop committed this week to WNBA than I thought I would be. I feel like I've made some great purchases, and I am excited about the season and getting more involved in the WNBA this year. But I don't know, unless the recent sales show. I mean, it's not a bad price. That's the tough thing. I mean, if you're looking at going back to March, well, I guess nothing has sold for 2 months. So it's tough to tell what the current market is, but the last sale was 150 and the floor price is 99. Before that it was 199, but before that, but I also bought some Angel Reese around late February for a lot lower than they're trading now too. So $30 is probably out the window. But I mean, is the floor price now 75, 60, 50? I don't know. The best offer is $20. You know, maybe I come back with a $50 offer. I don't think that's, you know, out of the realm of possibility, just depending on there hasn't been a recent sale in 2 months. And if you're a collector of that card and $50 is way too low and collectively everyone agrees, then that's a perfect sign that the floor is higher than that. The collectors deem their card or NFT card to be worth more, and so there will be people that come along and you do have to push up that price. If I was really wanting that particular NFT, I'd probably start at 50 and I'd have a top price, like kind of a range for the floor that I would think it would be. My range on that particular one, just going off of what I saw, I'd probably start at 50 and go up as high as 75. And I would probably think that that's where it is. If the collectors think that that's not correct and that they're keeping the card and it's probably more like $100, then I would just probably say that I would rather have another NFT or more of her other NFTs for $100 rather than that particular one. I mean, you just look at this right here. You know, go no further. This is the variation style that I prefer. It's of 10 gold, which is always some of the most sought after, hottest varieties of cards. And the floor price is $107. I don't even have to bargain, and I can get this NFT right now for the same price that the previous Mojo sold for 2 months ago. So the other one would probably have to be about $50, maybe even like $40, $45. I don't know. The sales history of this, I mean, this is interesting. I'm new to the WNBA. The season's about to start. These are the top talent of the league, young talent, the most exciting talent, and it seems like things have kind of stalled on some of these players the last couple months, which is interesting. So 2 months ago, so it hasn't gone for 2 months, and it was $100 last. The jersey number hit $86, but again, that was back in February, so you have to take that with a grain of salt. That's when the market just released. It was ramping up. Some of the cards probably hit a peak, and they're kind of coming back down and trying to find that floor before the season starts, then to see how the player performs, to see if it's going to go back up or kind of hold steady. I mean, I would say that this particular NFT, $75 is what I would offer. I would rather probably offer $75 on this gold variation of 10 than 50 on the F25 Mojo. You have less collectors who are going to get rid of the NFT. You have more less time that these are going to all be basically funneled through and sold and create those stepping stones for the new floor price, so you can feel more comfortable about what you own and how much it's worth. So I might come back to that one. Again, I didn't want to get too much into WNBA because I don't know much, but some of these prices compared to what I'm used to, it's tough. It's tough. You know, I love the F60, you know, the 167, the purple variation. Again, for a floor price of $5, I just bid $5 on the orange variation, which already has the total supply down to 79. So this is over twice as much for the same price. I probably wouldn't be interested in that. The of 49s, I love the number of 49. I just don't like the teal or the green. It just, unless it's like a color match jersey, for some reason, in any sport, the F49 is always either a teal or a green. It's a very specific color, and it just doesn't pass my eye test. And it's not saying that the NFT isn't worth the money and it's not going to go up and it's not a great variety, but for whatever reason, if I have X amount of dollars and I can put it there, there's so many other cool NFTs that I just take the money and I just put it elsewhere or in a different variation, or buy 2 of the purples rather than 1 of the greens, something like that. Here's the cherry blossom. I could do a match with Cameron Brink. I could have the 2 spark stars, cherry blossoms. Should I just go for it again? I mean, the floor price is 80 out of 20. God, there's only been 2 sales, $60 and $35 to the same person. So at least there's somebody collecting her card. No one else has sold. There's 16 with collectors. How many are on the market right now? I mean, there's an $80 one and $84 one. So there's definitely room to negotiate, I would think. Usually when there's 2 cards competing for the same floor price, there's competition there to where someone will come down and meet you somewhere lower, or someone who hasn't even listed a card will probably undercut them even. That can also happen. This might be a good option. Rather than going all in on the of 10 gold, maybe having a match with the Cameron Brink, so I got the teammates, both cherry blossom. That might be kind of cool, and I could maybe get that. I don't know if it went for 60, 35, 50. That might be a pretty cool. You know what? Let's just do it. That sounds like a pretty cool idea. Let's see how it goes. I'm not saying that anything's even going to come close to this, but it does say your offer is 37% below the floor price. Well, the floor price, I just got a Cameron Brink for under 50% lower than the floor price. Who knows what that is sometimes? Because someone could list it for anything they want. You have to look at recent sales and really find out what you think the comp is, or just what you're comfortable owning the NFT for. I mean, it's worth what you want it to be worth, or the market to be worth. But it is 5% above the average price. So I don't think, I mean, if I'm really going to do this and I'm serious about trying to get this card, I think $50 is a fair price. And what you might see when I place this is that they may come down to 70. Sometimes you'll see someone relist it or someone listed at 70. And you're kind of thinking, okay, they want to kind of walk it back and meet in the middle. So then you repost at 55. Then they repost at 65. Then you at 6, then you meet in the middle somewhere. Or you can just say, you know what, let's just, and I just got, buy now available, cherry blossom. So someone just listed a cherry blossom for $250. Obviously, I'm not in the market for that particular cherry blossom. Rickea Jackson for $250. But anyways, what I was trying to say was, so the $50 in my mind is a price that I really don't want to go back and forth on this one. It's not something I really want. If it was something I really wanted, I would keep in mind if someone does want me to meet in the middle, what is that? And I'd put an initial offer in. So if we did meet in the middle, that was on the high side of what I was comfortable buying that NFT for. This particular one, $50, if I get it, that is awesome. I'm actually very excited about that. Do I need to even go 55 or 60 with this particular NFT right now? I don't. I have the orange one of 79 that I already have my eyes on, that if I get it for 5, 6, 7, great. Maybe I'll get 2 of those, keep one in the collection, and then if one goes up to $12, $15, could just make like 100% profit on. The purple variation is very cool, but again, this one, the floor price, if you notice, is $5. That's the offer I put in for the orange, which has a total circulation of 79 right now, which is less than half of that for the same price. And even if I bought it at the floor of $7, I'll pay the extra $2 to have over twice as much scarcity. That's just how I collect things. The white sparkles are my holy grails. Any particular sport, any card, it's only with the NFT. I've seen the white sparkle in the cardboard physical form. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. It's too much. It's too much. But for some reason with the NFT, it has the perfect balance of just sleekness, class. It has, a little pop to it. Any sport, I'm after the white sparkle. And if I get a white sparkle, that's probably in my PC. I don't think I'm really getting rid of it unless the opportunity presents itself and you can't pass it up. But generally speaking, if I can work myself up to a white sparkle, that's getting locked away. So this particular card, I mean, the floor price is $600. I don't, considering what I've been seeing, I'd be shocked if the last one was $200. Oh, it was recent too. So $200. I mean, that's a pretty good price considering you could get the of 10 gold for under $100. So I love the white sparkle. I even think, based on where sales are right now, Rickea Jackson, I think $200 for that card is kind of a lot. But also, too, you have to notice there's 4 of these with collectors right here, and there's 4 that have been unclaimed. So you also have to take a look at that, because right now, when you're negotiating to purchase this particular NFT, you're actually not dealing out of 8. You're dealing with 4. And of that, maybe 2 people own 2 of each. So, you know, you don't really have that much of a bargaining chip. And also, when you purchase the NFT, you have to think, well, when the other 4 do pull it out of a pack, do they love Rickea Jackson, or are they just looking to liquidate that because they want the cash to do something else with? Or they spent too much on the white sparkle packets and they just want some of their money back. So I think with that, you have to think in your mind, well, the floor price, we're still months away because those half of the circulation is still out. That's probably one I don't want to touch. Once those other Rickea Jacksons start to get claimed, I think unless she just starts having a banger season and comes out and the sparks are just at the top of their game, I think there's probably going to be opportunities to maybe get the Rickea Jackson white sparkle for a little cheaper in the future. But again, that's yet to be seen. You know, the groovy variety, it's not something I want to put my money necessarily. I like the actual true rookies and variations too much to go with those. Some variations are better. The WNBA subsets, they need to do better. I don't really like any of the WNBA subsets. But I think they did the true rookies and the variations spot on. Spot on. I love them. And I think they did that very well with the NBA too. I've mentioned it numerous times. I think the rookie variations in the NFL are awful. Like, just, you would be embarrassed if you were a high school backup to have a football card that looks like some of those variations. Like, they're just awful. And they all do them differently. A lot of the times the NBA variation rookie, they're in their either draft suit or, you know, off court. They're not in their jersey standing there, which is kind of cool. The WNBA, they're in their jersey standing there. For some reason, that gets pulled off, and that's really cool. The NFL we'll get to later, but to me it's almost comical. It's just, it's so bad. Color Blast, I don't own any of the WNBA Color Blasts. I think they're super cool. I don't love the Color Blast that much in the NFT world. I do like it more in the physical cardboard world. I mean, the Mojo is such a great card. How much is the Mojo variation? They're asking $75. You know, again, this is a tough one. I mean, the recent sales are 35, 25, 21, 75, 40, 50. I mean, this particular, I'd probably be interested in, let's go with a $35 offer. Let's see what happens. Actually, I don't even know if 35. Let's take one more quick look. I don't want to disrespect Rickea Jackson, but also I want to respect the market. 35 was the latest there was one sale in April for $35. Before that was 25, 21, 75, and then the 30s and 40s. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Let's go 30. Sometimes when you see 21, 25, and then the card jumps 30% in one sale, you want to see if there's more, if it could have been more gradual, or maybe he started at 25 or 30 and had to work his way up to the 35 because you really wanted it, and that's where the floor is. Sometimes it's good to find out where the floor is. Take the extra second, you know? Doesn't seem like these are that competitive of cards right now because one sold in all of April. So I think taking the time to see where that floor is understood. And I think if you're one of the owners, you don't find this offer to be disrespectful. I'm actually going to go 25. you're going to know what they're doing. And as the investor in this card, when you see something at $25, you'll keep an eye on it too, because you're going to think to yourself, let's find out what the floor is of this card right now, so I have a better understanding of what it is. So we'll do 25. Close that up. All right, and that is it for Rickea Jackson. Let me just update this real quick. Yeah, the 250. Okay, so very cool. All right, so it looks like I got the Rickea Jackson orange for $5, which I think is a great card. I love that card. Of 79, $5 out of everything that I just put an offer in on for. Other than maybe the cherry blossom would be kind of cool, just because it would go with the Cameron Brink. This is the best purchase from what I saw. To the point that I am going to offer to buy one more at $5, just to see if the floor is $5, or if I got the last one from a collector at $5, and right now we're going to start to see if it gets pushed up to really the $7 or $8 range. So I'm going to put another offer in at $5, because I would be totally cool owning two of those, keeping one in the PC and having one be able to be traded at, even twice as much would be $10, which I think is perfectly in the cards for this particular NFT. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on were two NFTs that I recently sold. I purchased these way back when I first started collecting NFTs. I shouldn't say way back. A few months ago when I first started into the NFTs, I sold all my physical cards and I got solely into the NFTs because I love the transparency of it. I think they're beautiful. I think the whole thing is cool. Can't wait to see where it goes. But I sold one of the Messies. This is, again, it's an of 25, but 13 have been burned. So only 12 are in circulation. So it's, in all consideration, it is a very rare Messi. I bought it for $50. I sold it for $55. I haven't, over the last few months, gotten a lot of offers on this particular variation. And so I decided to get rid of it. I know the World Cup's coming up. I know that these cards, especially with the jerseys of the countries, are probably going to be better. But in my mind, I'm foreseeing maybe Panini comes out with a new collection or new World Cup items, where I think these, since they're not rookie cards, it doesn't necessarily show Messi holding the trophy from the previous World Cup or anything to tie to the championship. I don't know that these will ever get the eye appeal or attention if they come out with new products. So since there was no ties to the championship season, since I think Panini's has the ability to kind of come out with new products going into the next World Cup, I thought, okay, I'll get out of this one. I made a few bucks. I did a buy it now. I didn't even negotiate. So sometimes when you get out of that, you know you bought it high to begin with. So no harm, no foul. And then I sold this one as well. I'll refresh it. This is my particular favorite Messi card. It was up 36. I love the optic look. I sold this one again. I think I made a couple bucks as well. I had another one that I recently sold where I made $15 on the Messi. So out of all cards, NFT cards I own, Messi's by far I get offers on daily. Some also are very good considering other offers I get on what you would think would be hotter and more modern day players. In sports that are more popular in America, but so I got rid of that one too. So in all, I think it was an extra $100 that I brought in that I can contribute to Rickea Jackson and some more WNBA players tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day I'm going to be purchasing WNBA before the season starts. So if you like this content, please subscribe, please comment, please follow along, and get involved in the NFT marketplace. I will see you tomorrow.